Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we are returning to Grand Tactician, the Civil War, our Let's Play series of this new strategy and tactical war game. We are playing as a Confederacy in this series now, and the war is going pretty well for us. We actually just took St. Louis last turn. We're about to engage the Army of Mississippi and Eastern Missouri. I'm trying to race reinforcements there so I can take all of the state of Missouri. I need to push a couple of armies out of there to do that. And then I'm also going to try and take over the state of Kentucky. In the east, we have successfully taken over Washington, D.C. We've also taken Baltimore. And the next operation likely will see us pushing in toward central Maryland to perhaps deal with the federal armies that are still in that vicinity. So we are also building up forces at Fort McHenry and Fort Washington to assure that our right flank is secure from any Allied counter, or I guess Union counterattacks. Meanwhile, the 3rd Corps of the Army of Northern Virginia is building its strength up and sort of repairing itself in the valley. I'm actually going to go ahead and swing those guys over to the west to take the rest of what is Western Virginia. Then I'm going to go ahead and move the 2nd Corps north to deal with the Army of Washington before it's able to get reinforcements. Okay, so we're going to advance there, and then I'm also going to advance simultaneously in Missouri against the Army of Mississippi before the enemy comes down on us. Oh, our readiness is too low to move. Okay, well, I guess we'll see what happens here as we get going. Army of Mississippi is moving north. Missouri secedes, a new state in the Confederacy. Hell yeah, brothers. All right, so what's going on here? Where did that federal army go? So did that give us control of Missouri? Capture Kentucky, no. I guess capture Missouri is a yes. So that's good for us. By the way, their national morale's down to 39. They're not in great shape. We're going to have to issue more bonds because our economy's not in great shape. All right, move your cavalry down here to see if you can take the rest of this portion of the state. We also have some troops. Well, it's not really many troops in that garrison. Okay, we'll probably fight, I would guess. Oh, yep, I was going to say in Virginia or Maryland, I guess. So it looks like we're going to be fighting about 31,000 federal troops. 1st Corps Army of the Potomac and the Army of Washington. 31,000 infantry and 6,800 cavalry. So just shy of 40,000 Federals versus about 34,000 Confederates all told. Looks like we've got our cavalry for the Army of Northern Virginia will be there first. And then 6 and 5 hours respectively, we'll get the 1st and 2nd Corps there. To about 26,000 infantry and 8,000 horsemen. So we're going to go ahead and fight this battle. We'll be outnumbered slightly. It'll be interesting to see what we do with just cavalry initially. I have not enacted the Conscription Act yet, Mech. You can run out of manpower, Cannon. We have been pretty conservative with our troop buildup. I haven't even done the Bounty Act. Haven't done the Conscription Act, haven't done the Bounty Act. We have a lot of latent manpower, I suspect. I haven't needed to. Granted, I am outnumbered like 2 to 1, but it hasn't mattered in a lot of the battles. Bounty Act is where you basically pay bonuses to troops that... Right, our supply situation is outstanding. And then we've just got Beauregard's force. So we are on the offensive in this battle. There's 2 objectives here. This is the Antietam map, I think. Yeah, Sharpsburg. All right, so it's going to take us a few hours for our troops to come up. I don't want to like get my cavalry in too close. But we'll maybe take the hills to the east of the creek. While we wait for the rest of our troops to come up. Gotta love Van Dorn. My least favorite cavalry commander, but we've got Stuart's 2,000 men with Colt revolvers. Cutshaw with 1,000 Maynard carbines. Goody Bryan with 1,700 Merrill carbines. George Stewart with 1,300 Sharps carbines. William Butler with another 1900 Colts revolvers. Okay. Yeah, let's do the mounted rifles. They'll be better firing mounted up. This guy's not following roads. Whatever, I don't care. Go over the hills for all I care. Okay, speed up. Link up with what others? We don't have any other troops on the map at the moment. Maybe we'll deploy closer to the upper bridge. Looks like Nicodemus Heights and maybe the Dunker Church or so are the objectives. Northwoods, I guess, technically, in Nicodemus Heights. First time I fought on this battlefield map. It's also in the afternoon, so we might get to nightfall before anything. Why are you guys going over the frickin'... Is this like South Mountain right here? Maybe not, but it's certainly an elevation that you don't need to be riding your horses over. I like how immediately once I get through the woods, it's like, we're running! Some nice elevation here opposite of the creek. As the divisions deploy in. Thanks for the follow, Big Tex. I think we just have the one division. It probably makes sense maybe splitting my cavalry force into 2 divisions. I think we'd get more efficiency out of them. Oh no, don't do that. Cooper, thanks for the follow also. All right, so Beauregard's establishing his headquarters here. I'm guessing the Federals are up here. Just waiting for those other troops to show up now. What's the HQ report say? 2 hours for each corps. Okay. 2 more hours. It'll be nighttime, though. Let's deploy this brigade up here near the upper bridge, just in case. And this brigade down here near the lower bridge. Don't want the enemy getting around us. Use our cavalry to scout these bridges out. Okay. End of day. Troops resupplied. Deploy. Got it. All right. So my other forces have arrived. Lee and Magruder have arrived. All these guys should come on the map with full supplies. We didn't fight at all. Okay. All right, so Stuart's going to find the enemy down here. Or Stuart, the other Stuart? I don't even know. Okay, so they're deployed here, south of Nicodemus Heights, and in very good defensive positions. At least some of them are in trenches. So Van Dorn will be useful, I think. Let's bring Lee to deploy south. He's in a double line, right? Let's do this. Jackson's division. Deploy up here. In a single line. Walker's division in a single line. Can our artillery hit these guys? Maybe. It looks like we might be able to bombard from down here. These guys should have these enemy troops in range. So Pillow's battery of artillery should be able to bombard. Okay. Okay. So we'll have these two divisions in line, and then we'll have just to their flank, we'll have Hood's division. Why are these guys in a column like that? I don't understand. Do they not fit? I also don't understand the attack column in this game, to be honest. Well, they didn't name him after that General Hood. They named him after Admiral Hood. The British don't care about American generals. Okay. I'm guessing you were joking, but I hope so, Big Tex. Is it $16 Nim right now? It's on sale? That's cool. All right, so why is Magruder coming on the field way down here? Can I deploy him over here? No. God damn it. Okay, well, I guess we'll just have to give him orders to march. Because I don't really want Lee to move forward and attack all by himself against a superior enemy force. So Magruder, march up from the south, link up with Hood's flank. It's going to take the better part of day 2 to get his corps up. The enemy pull out of their entrenchments. You can see we fired one quick barrage. No, they're still there. All right. Cavalry scout forward a little bit. Okay. And Kacha. Let's also put Butler up to the north. Let's see what we can see. Not sure about the federal deployment here. They've got like scattered deployments kind of ish. Any Civil War era games I recommend? Me? I mean, I'm partial to Scourge of War. I worked on the Waterloo version of the game. And also the Brandy Station DLC. I'm not sure. I know it looked like Matrix was delisting that, but I'm not sure what day that, if that already happened or not. Ultimate General's good fun too. Okay. So it looks like we fired off another single barrage from these 3 batteries of artillery. I love the air bursts. I love the smoke just hanging in the air like that. So we've got 10 Napoleons, 13 Napoleons, and 10 Napoleons. So we've got 33 Napoleons firing at the enemy here. Well, that's not a good sign. Our lights just flickered on and off. Hope we don't lose power. That would suck. Had some pretty bad storms earlier today. Not sure why things would flicker now. All right, moving that cavalry up, and Magruder, shouldn't you guys be moving? It's been 15 minutes. You guys aren't moving yet? You waiting for orders? Guess there's a long route to get those orders up to you. How are we still not seeing these guys? Are they just laying down? Oh, there they are. The problem is these guys are dug in. It's over here. Alright, some enemy troops on their flank. I feel like this is mostly going to be a waste of artillery trying to bombard those troops. But I'd rather shake their morale a little bit before we assault entrenched soldiers. Guessing by moving these cavalry up here, we may cause the enemy to freak out and redeploy their troops, perhaps. Cutshaw's going to move up near Dunker. Butler and Stewart are going to move up to the enemy flank here. No new edition cannon. Admiral edition is still the newest. Alright, so they've got a nice line out this way. Gonna burn through all my artillery ammo. These guys are regulars. Those guys are not. Okay. Very good training, good training, good training. What's the... I wish when I hovered over this it would tell me what the breakout of this ammo is. I'm guessing the far right, the smallest number is canister. One of these is going to be explosive, one of them is going to be solid, but I don't know which is which. First Brigade dug in. They're losing a few men. I'm hoping the morale hits or what's worse. I'm kind of tempted to move these troops forward dismounted and skirmish with the enemy. At like long range. I think the sharps will outrange the enemy. Maybe not. 350 yard range, it's carbine, so slightly less range. What are those guys doing back there? Some of their troops back here are moving. Oh, Magruder's coming up. So they moved a little bit more quickly because of the good roads, probably. Okay. Where are they all going? That's one thing the AI is bad at in this game. Very bad. And I think there's a major improvement they need to make is that the AI does not know how to sit and wait. I think in the past they were too passive and they let you easily flank them. The problem is now they're too reactive. And like you just move a single brigade somewhere it's not really threatening anything and they'll just be like, oh shit, we gotta redeploy the whole army. You know, we are getting bombarded by enemy troops. Okay. Let's take this artillery division here. Assuming they will be able to see the enemy from that position. Let's move Hill up to the left of this arty. Walton up to the flank. And we'll move Jackson up over here too, into these woods. I don't know that they do it so much anymore, Mac. They used to, for sure. I think that has become less common, but they're just not naming a lot of new bases anymore. Whoa. Just got real laggy there. Slack's going to move there. Frost's going to move to the left. Magruder to, or Hill to the right. Oh man, it's getting really laggy. Okay. To protect their left? Like, where do they think I'm coming from? Curious what this brigade has in terms of weapons. We'll know soon enough. I move Stewart's boys up to try and skirmish with them. I do believe they should keep Fort Bragg named Fort Bragg, because he was clearly a double agent for the Union. That's a joke, by the way. Okay. Come on, boys. What is going on with these cavalry? Why are some of the horses in front? Cutshaw's engaging the enemy with his Maniards. It's enemy cavalry that is engaging. Both sides are dismounted. Both sides losing about the same. The enemy has more men, but we've got rapid-firing Maniard carbines. Troops are forming up still. Alright, looks like we're getting the better of them now. I swear I ordered Frost and Hill forward. Hood's coming up. Get those Texans into action, Hood. Alright, I do not think these federal troops in the trenches have rifles, because we are engaging them with our Sharps carbines pretty without any damage, it seems. Cutshaw's boys not so happy about their engagement with the 1st Federal Cavalry. They may get pushed back. Let's move Van Dorn over there. And maybe order them to fall back. It'll come up and relieve him, assuming we can get him out of there. Not sure what you guys are talking about. World of Warships. Oh boy. Oh boy. I haven't played that in a while. When I played it last, no one used carriers. They were just annoying. They weren't like unbeatable. It didn't seem like anybody wanted to play with them. Alright, the Hood's boys are coming up, but very slowly. Oh, Cutshot broke? That was earlier than I thought. I thought he was going to hold out for a little while. Still, his loss stress hadn't gotten anywhere to the point where I was super worried about him. But he inflicted pretty even casualties on the Feds. So far things are roughly even in terms of casualties. Van Dorn's troops, as usual, probably thinking I used them wrong. Hood's coming up. Frost, you're gonna deploy to the right. Wait a minute. What's this? First Division. Are they on the flank of my artillery? I don't see any boys out that way. Although they might be marching down to meet me. I don't know why they're leaving their... So look at this, guys. This is again something where I don't understand the AI. They've got a parapet line, like fucking trenches, from over here on Gary on the right, all the way toward the creek line, it looks like. And yet they are abandoning those trench lines to advance these troops forward. I don't understand that. I'm gonna be totally honest. Oh, looks like they're just deciding they want to attack me, maybe? 1st Brigade moving forward here against Harris's Brigade and Hood's Division. Texas boys. Not really shooting back much, though. Mostly just dying. We've suffered a few casualties. Looks like we hit them while they were in column formation. Meanwhile, my artillery in Magruder's Corps is also getting into the fight. So we've got 2 entire divisions of artillery giving a good account of themselves. 1st Brigade has lost over 700 men. There's 21 casualties inflicted. Lull, AI. Oh, Claiborne's Brigade and Stovall are both pouring it into that poor Federal Brigade. Melting away. Good on you, Texans. 1st CS Cavalry is still peppering these boys in the trenches without loss. Yeah, this brigade is toast. Yeah, Nate, I actually know someone who designed a board game called The Trial of Louis Riel. I think it was actually pretty well received, too. Alright, so the artillery here is firing at the enemy cavalry. Meanwhile, the 1st Brigade, these guys they're gonna rout. They've lost more than 50% of their force as casualties. Going up against a whole division all by their lonesome. Alright, Walton. That's your division. Jackson. That's your division. Alright, so we routed that lead enemy brigade. They melted away. They lost over 1,300 casualties. Fewer than 800 men remain. This division's going to advance. I would love if, I'm not good at this, but if there was a way to like synchronize effectively so that I could have 3 divisions hit the enemy line all at once, that would be freaking glorious. You'd probably be more likely to win decisively too, because then you wouldn't have like, you wouldn't rout the enemy piecemeal, as is usually the case for me in this game. Where it's like 1 brigade routed, and so now they're defeated. If you could rout like all of their brigades, or like 7 of their brigades all simultaneously, you'd likely inflict more casualties on them. Anyway, that enemy brigade getting shot to pieces and all by themselves was almost 5% of their force's casualties already. I'm uttering the favorite prayer of any commander, yeah, I guess. Have a good one, Despoiler. So that brigade routed. Meanwhile, Walton's division and Jackson's divisions are moving forward. Sharp's boys pouring through their ammunition. 25 rounds eaten up. Softening the 1st Brigade up, though. They're still in their trenches, but they've lost 400 men. Hood's boys are moving now. And Frost is in position, so we'll go ahead and have his men attack for it as well. There's an enemy battery on our flank up here. Alright, so we've got other troops in action now. Jones's brigade. Lawton's brigade. Law's brigade. And soon Wade Hampton's. Artillery still firing? As they are. One of the batteries is idle. Move them forward here to give them close support. I think the far left is solid shot, and then this is like explosive or case shot, and then far right is canister. Basing on what I can tell from watching the screen. Alright, the enemy is... Our troops are engaging outside the radius of the enemy troops in the trenches. We are, I think, engaging the second... Oh, maybe not even. Might be just firing into the 2nd Brigade unopposed. Pierce's boys engaging the 1st Cavalry now, I think. Maybe the 2nd. Can't really tell. Okay. This battery is going to be routed. Who's running low? Oh yeah, Stewart's running low. Down to 15 rounds of Sharp's ammo. Keep pouring it in, boys. Game still claims this a minor defeat, but it seems unlikely to me. To charge the retreating brigade. Yeah, I think part of this is all my troops are equipped with rifles, and the Federals definitely have not equipped all their troops with rifles yet. First cavalry's getting shredded a bit. casualties went from being very even. We haven't like lost a man. I think we're just engaging outside the range. Look, 378 versus 2700. Lol. That's useful when you're engaging enemy troops that are in trenches. About 12 rounds. Little cavalry out front here is being driven back slowly. Gettysburg music. With all these troops moving through the open in formation against the enemy. Alright. It wasn't war, it was murder. That enemy brigade shattered. Second brigade's still hanging in there. Keep up your fire, boys. Pour into them. We have moved into minor victory territory here. We've got a whole bunch of troops in action. This might be the longest continuous line of soldiers firing into the enemy that I have witnessed so far since playing in the campaign. I don't know if these are new troops coming on the line, but they've got like 3 brigades, although some of them are marching the wrong direction, all on this roadway over here. Brigade. Stuart's low on ammo. Yeah, we already knew that. Down to 8 rounds. Casualties. Oh, they are shooting into our cavalry now. With these troops up here to the right. I'm gonna fall back. Let's advance Jones's brigade out ahead too. Give Stuart some cover. I don't want him to break. I mean, he's fought well. Let's get him into a not being targeted section here. I've moved this battery forward. The other guns back here are still firing at the enemy. I don't want to redeploy him if I don't need to. As long as the artillery is doing its frickin' job, which it seems to be, we're rapidly ticking toward a major victory, and just a victory in general. But the enemy's lost 15% of its force now. We need 23% for a major victory, and with as many muskets as we have firing, as long as the enemy doesn't all break too quickly, seems like we've got a good chance of doing the damage we need to do. Second Brigade routing, they lost 1,100 men out of 1,700. First Brigade over here has lost 700 out of 1,700. Some of the enemy units still haven't been engaged. They're no longer taking casualties. I'm not even sure they're engaged. Walton's brigade's doing good work. A lot of these federal troops must have shit weapons. We have lost a few more men, about 600 more men, but the casualty... This is absurd. These casualty ratios. We've still got some pretty healthy sized brigades back here, 2,000 plus that haven't even engaged yet. Whatever happened to that cavalry I was ordered to charge at those enemy? They're just chilling back here. I would charge this enemy cavalry unit, but there's too much enemy infantry nearby. Okay, we are 2% away. Keep pouring it into them, boys. Keep up your fire. Everybody, this is about as close as I've had to a coordinated attack on like the whole front simultaneously. These guys are at 50. Okay. Brigade routed here. Whoa, 700 out of just over 1,000 men. Woof. Poor boys. They didn't deserve that. Okay. Alright, those guys are going to retreat. I don't know if my cavalry back here can really do anything with them. But we'll see. The enemy's retreating. We have a major victory. We have 44 minutes to continue to do the pursuit. Alright, boys. Advance. Keep up the pursuit. Thanks for the follow, Francis and Lord. Charge! 500 enemy casualties. Charge into these fragmented boys. Give them hell. Do I play the historic Total War games? I have. Not recently, Lord. I would love if they did New Napoleon, though. That's for sure. Yeah, the objectives don't really matter, though. How did these guys end up behind me? Alright, well that's weird. I don't think it matters much. Casualties ticking up, 30 minutes left. We haven't even lost an officer, I don't think. A lot of troops still in close contact with the enemy. Ordering Jones to charge. If we can close with these federal cavalry here, maybe wipe a unit out, force them to surrender.
Alright. Oh, these guys have 4 stars? Is that even a thing? I guess they're regulars, so... It'd be cool if we could, like, force someone to actually surrender. I haven't seen that happen since very early on in the campaign. Like, troops surrender individually, but I haven't seen a full-blown unit quit the field since, like, the first campaigns. They're not routing yet. We took the North Woods. We've got 2 brigades facing off against these enemy troops. They're still not routing yet. The longer you're engaged, the more likely someone is to surrender, I think. I didn't even see where those enemy cavalry that were kind of moving behind my lines. He's losing heart. Hill's division, really? Volleyballs. There you go. Those enemy troops are retreating now. Who knows, maybe they'll surrender. We've only got 10 minutes left. Advance in melee. Well, they got out of there. We didn't force them to surrender. Meanwhile, my cavalry with their Colt revolvers are charging the 1st Brigade here. 1,800 horsemen versus 1,500 infantrymen. Probably would have been better sitting at range and just peppering them. They're basically revolvers. Okay. 3 minutes left. Now turn around and face these enemy cavalry. Do it early. Hit him. Volley. Okay. My army is victorious.
Hell yeah, brothers. Wow. Almost 50% casualties on the enemy. Look at this battle. 2,700 Confederate infantry losses. I don't know why it gives Lee command. Like, Beauregard was obviously in command. He was there before Lee. But it says 2,700 casualties in the Confederate infantry. That's about 10%. 4,900 or 490 cavalry out of 8,000, so less than 10%. 4 of our 70 guns. 3,300 total Confederate casualties. The Federals, meanwhile, 14,000 of their 32,000 infantry are casualties. 1,900 of their 7,000 cavalry are casualties. 10 of their 35 guns. A total of 16,000 men out of their 40,000 man army were casualties. Just shy of more than a third, less than a half. An incredibly bloody affair for the Federals. A major victory for the Confederates. Absurdly 5-to-1 casualty ratios there. Yeah. Army of Washington flees in panic. Colonel Lee loses face. Okay. Let's see what the report is here. The Battle of Fredericksburg has ended with the Army of Washington retreating in panic. My command has earned us a total victory, thanks to Providence, with the enemy army running for their lives. The enemy has reportedly suffered a total of 16,208 men, thereof 2,259 killed, and 2,940 captured. Their morale is believed to be stable. Our losses amounted to 3,305 men, 462 of whom made the ultimate sacrifice. 567 of our own troops surrendered to the Yankees. Those bastards. Morale is confident with the supply situation critical. We have captured 9,506 rifles and 8 guns from the battlefield. 2,840 enemy soldiers have been captured and taken to our prisoner of war camps. Where the remaining 100 captured men went, only God knows. I am, sir, your obedient servant, Robert E. Lee. I don't know why Lee gets command there. Like, what? The whole command structure in the game, the way the armies work is a little bit strange. Because the Army of Northern Virginia is like right there. Beauregard should be able to claim credit for that. Hey, Wolf. All right. The enemy's routed and retreating. Okay. Frederick is the capital. Is it? No. Is Frederick the capital of Maryland? I think that'd be a pretty big deal if we capture it. See how famous Beauregard is. 5 stars. Robert E. Lee's 4 stars. Do I own parts of Canada? No, it just for whatever reason the British Empire is red also. Okay. I'm going to be honest, I'm like blanking on the capital of Maryland. Is it Frederick? I don't think so. I don't know why I want to say it's not Baltimore, but it probably is. Annapolis? Annapolis is not the capital of Maryland. I don't think. Go take the Cumberland Gap. Longstreet, full-blown invasion of the North. Seriously, Mole? I'm pretty sure I know the capital of like every single state except for Maryland. Oh, typical American idiot. That's me. So when do we get control of this section of the state? We're going to Take Cairo. Okay. Are they trying to get to Baltimore? You and what army, boys? Second Corps, 38,000 men? Oh, shit. Looks like they're about to retake Washington, D.C. And I can't move my damn troops because they're all too tired or whatever. Really? Okay. Fort McHenry is besieged. I don't have like any troops there, do I? War on the Transvaal. Should get a good Boer war game. What the hell is going on? Well, we took Cumberland. First Corps, go back and take DC. Or retake DC. So, do I lose points because we don't have DC anymore? No, we already captured it, so we get the points. Okay. Or the credit, whatever you, points, credit, whatever it is. Probably going to collide with this Second Corps here. Yeah. Screw it. I'm going to auto-resolve. I want to see how Longstreet does here. Also, if these troops do come on board, we should crush them pretty easily. Let's see what happens. A lot of unit routed icons here. Okay, the Battle of Frederick has ended with the Second Corps retreating from the battlefield in good order. My command has earned us a total victory with the enemy army running for their lives. The enemy has reportedly suffered 3,900 casualties, 497 killed, 1,300 captured. Morale is believed to be broken. Our casualties were 2,900 men, 340 killed, and 612 wounded. Or missing. Okay. Good job, Longstreet. Everybody's too damn tired to go liberate Fort McHenry, though. The funny thing is the fort at Washington is too far from Washington, D.C. to prevent the city's fall. All right. We've got 3 armies with supply alerts. Johnston, Army of the West, and Porterfield, all in the West. Union invasions 4. Oh shit! They're in Nashville? Where did they come from? Well, we'll try to fight that battle in our next video, though. Until our next video, however, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Please leave your thoughts down below, and until next time, I'm out.